Hey, what's going on, everybody? Blitzball Champ is back with a new video here on the U to the Tube. So, I just wanted to take time to kind of give my thoughts on the recent Overwatch 2 PvP developer live stream that took place earlier today. Kind of showcase some things with the PvP for the upcoming Overwatch 2. And just kind of want to give my thoughts on it. Um, so one of the things that they pointed out that's getting the most buzz from this live stream is that the PvP for Overwatch 2 will go from 6 on 6 to 5 on 5. That's right. So one man down, it's going to be 5 on 5 for the PvP. And here's the other kicker part to it. The 5 on a team will consist of 2 support, 2 DPS, and only 1 tank. That's right, 1 tank. And from when I watched the live stream, looking at the chat and the comments, a lot of people are pretty pissed off about it too. A lot of folks do not like the idea of 5 on 5. Losing that extra tank. Which a lot of people like to call the off tank. And when you think about it, it does a lot of other things too, like no more double barrier tanks. So no more, Reinhardt Sigma combos, or no more Reinhardt Orisa combos, that could do the double shielding, or Winston, or any characters that can do the shielding, you know. So, which is a common thing, now. Having 2 tanks with double shielding is a common thing that I know I usually see quite a lot of whenever I play Overwatch. But with it being down to 1 tank, you won't be able to have that. Not only that, they're going to make the tanks pretty much a little extra special, being in that they'll be able to take a lot more damage, and the tanks are gonna be a little more proficient at crowd control compared to support and DPS. So that'll definitely be interesting. So it'll take a lot more to take down the tank, but if anything, it makes me wonder if the abilities of the tank will be slightly increased to balance that out. Because 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 support. It's definitely a big change. I didn't really think about it at first, but then when other players, friends of mine, explained it to me, they made some really good points. So, not only that, um, it also showed the new HUD, the new heads up display, which apparently I thought the heads up display looked pretty neat. I'm a Zenyatta player. I'm a big fan of Zenyatta. I like Lucio. I'm big on support. And one of the things with Zenyatta is it'll show you on the bottom center of your HUD who you have put a Orb of Discord on, and who you've put a Orb of Harmony on. It'll have that right there instead of off to the side like usually. So I thought that was pretty neat. And it makes me wonder also, just with the it was also mentioned about how it seems like now folks are going to be able to carry their team more now than I guess before. Like, I guess, whether you're a tank, I guess if you want to think about the tank, he'll pretty much be able to legit carry the team. But, we'll see. we'll see how it plays out. But like I said, a lot of people are really not feeling the idea of 5-on-5. The idea of 2 DPS, 2 support, and 1 tank. A lot of people don't like the idea. I'd have to wait and see, but I can't really make any good or bad judgment on that. If anything, it's gonna have to be something we all adjust to. You know, if we're all planning on playing, it's something we all have to adjust to. Um, One thing I do think that would have been better, and even some other folks mentioned, it looks like everybody that played in the PvP live stream were pretty much devs. I think it would have been better if they got Overwatch League players to play, or like professional players to play. Then I think there would have been a good chance to really see what the gameplay could really be like at somewhat of a higher potential, at almost, I can't say quite like at maximum, because the game is still being developed, but it would have been nice if it were pro players being showcased in the stream actually playing the game. I think we would have gotten a better idea of the gameplay and more in detail. They also talked about a few character ability buffs and debuffs. They had mentioned about Mei, so her regular freezing gun attack will slow you down and do additional damage, but it will not freeze you in place anymore. So there was a lot of people that were upset about that you can't just freeze the enemy anymore. But I'm pretty sure her ult will still be able to do that. If not, then that's a big problem. But so yeah, your regular freezing attack will just slow the enemy down and do extra damage, but it won't freeze them in place. So that's one of the changes. They also showcased a change for Winston as well, and that Winston now has for his little particle beam rifle, has an alternate fire charge shot that can shoot an electric blast at the enemy. So it gets a charge shot for alternate fire. So something new for him. But I expect them to pretty much go through buff and debuff a lot of the different things from each of the heroes, and it'll be interesting, especially with the narrative change to only 5 versus 5 for PvP. But it does make me wonder if they still do the custom games, if you'll still be able to do like 6-on-6, or maybe like a different maximum number of players. But we'll see. We'll see, because I would think that maybe it would affect other game types, like if they brought back Lucio Ball or something like that. They also showcased the push game type in PvP, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Tug of War in a way, but pretty much there's a robot, there's 2 pillars, and pretty much your team has to get control of the robot and have them push the pillar to the other side of the map. And, there's a time limit and all. And pretty much whichever team can get the pillar to the farthest wins. And of course, if your team can get the robot to push the pillar to the other side of the map, they pretty much win by default. But it's an interesting game type. It's a very interesting game type, and I'm actually looking forward to checking that out when the time comes. But it was a very interesting game type. But when it comes to the tanks, the whole issue with 1 tank, I can't really say much about that because I'm not a tank. I don't play tank, and word is a lot of Overwatch players don't like playing it as a tank. So I mean, if anything, I would like to think that it makes maybe finding games and getting into games easier. with the 5-on-5 and how, you know, nobody wants to be that tank. But I mean, I don't know. It's just a thought. But from what I've heard, a lot of players don't like playing tank. I know it's not my thing. I suck at playing tank. You know, I'm more support with a little bit of DPS every now and then. So that's just me. So it doesn't really. I don't really have a problem with it. But but yeah, just there was a lot of hate in the chat in the comments for that live stream, and it's just like, yeah, a lot of people flat out don't like the idea of a 5-on-5 Overwatch PvP. And I believe the thing is still that the PvP will be a free update, and that pretty much the PvE is what you'll be paying for or whatnot when it comes to Overwatch 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. But they also said there's going to be story missions, and there's going to be even hero missions, and apparently hero customizations, like very specific customizations, and being able to like level up your heroes and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty neat. Thought that was pretty neat. You know, it just won't stop at just skins, but actual character customization. So I think that's pretty neat. I think that's pretty neat. Um, but yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all of what I took from it. I mean, I'm definitely interested in checking it out. And oh, and apparently, according to the GameSpot article, which I'll put in the description box, apparently, eventually, the original game of Overwatch is going to get changed to 5-on-5 PvP, but it'll be after Overwatch 2 is out. But that's something else to keep in mind. The original game's going to go to 5v5. So, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with the fan base. Like I said, a lot of people don't like this change at all. Don't like this change at all. They also showed a couple of new maps as well. I think they showed Rome, Toronto, New York. So they showed a few new maps. Um, they're pretty much they're pretty much expanding each of the maps somewhat to kind of account for like extra paths you can take, which I'm pretty sure that's going to be very necessary for the push game type. So it'll be neat. I think it'll be neat. But the whole 5v5, which I know some people are used to 6-on-6, you know, being able to have that extra friend of yours into the group and such. Honestly, I'd have to see for myself. I don't know if it will really bother me that much. I can't say that I'm mad about it, but I'd have to see. I'd have to get into the action to really see how much of an impact that would be for me personally. You know, not saying that everybody that feels that way is wrong, but I don't know. And like I said, let me know how y'all feel about the change to 5v5. And I think they also said that they're going to be hosting a Q&A session. I don't know if it's within a few weeks or a week or so, but apparently they're supposed to be doing a Q&A session, and hopefully they'll provide some more information with the changes and such. But sounds like all the heroes are going to get an overhaul, a redoing of some sort. So I mean, it's a lot to look forward to, and just, we'll see what happens. There's no release date or anything like that, but I'm anxious. I'm definitely anxious to see what else they reveal. New heroes. Maybe we get some more information on the story missions, hero missions, stuff like that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But that's pretty much all that I have. What are y'all's thoughts on the on what they showed of the PvP for Overwatch 2 with the changes and everything like that. What did y'all think? Let me know what y'all thought. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ signing off. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll see you soon. Peace.